1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. I'm going to share some spoken word with you now. Spoken word, for me, is like the future. It's like grime and everything else, but in a way where people are listening to it more easily. I am the buyer. I'm made to want you attire. I bop to the shop and I pay the supplier. They hire young ladies in Haiti or China, work them for a week and then pay them a $5, which never seems to make a lot of sense to me. I'm not sure why you would pay a lesser fee to somebody because they're poor. But the young girls work fast, they work cheap and they work hard. They work harder than me and the work rate is first class. Unlike the conditions of the factories they're sitting in, the walls are falling down and catastrophe is imminent, but it's okay because the workers have a safety net. Primark are here and they've come to do a safety check. But safety is costly and they want to cut core costs, so they vaguely gaze at the place, tick a box, and then they just walk off. Then the next day, 1,100 dead. The factory collapses from above their heads. They're crushed beneath the rubble. Then when the issue gets to press, there are campaigns to raise the minimum wage, and it goes up a few pence. The fact is that you and me wear clothing produced by human beings who died in the process of being used to groom a greed. And I haven't even mentioned the cost of our habits in the water or the air and across the whole planet, the animals we slaughter, the crops that we damage, the natural resources, the greed forces onto the masses, because it is greed. But not yours. I believe you're probably good-hearted. You stood there and listened because you don't want to look past this. Let's be clear. This doesn't all happen in fashion because you don't want to stop it. It's because corporations don't value lives as much as they do profit. We're going to be talking today about poetry and rap, but we're going to be talking about it with regards to clothing and the impact that clothes and the textiles industry has on the planet and us. So, what is rap? So rap in itself is an acronym for rhythm and poetry. So when you're looking at your favorite rappers, you're looking at Stormzy, he's a poet. You know what I'm saying? It's just about the way and the rhythm that they put to these rhymes when they're speaking or when they're spitting or when they're rapping. A lot of people think that when I say rap, I mean hip hop. Who thinks like rap and hip hop are similar or they're the same? Put your hands up if you think rap and hip hop are exactly the same thing. No? Why not?
To me, with hip hop, you're like you're talking, like you're rapping something, but has like all the same flow. But like with rap, yeah, like just say something that comes out your mind.
Okay.
Like the type of.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're saying with hip hop, it's about what you're feeling, what you're thinking is that what you're saying? So hip hop is more about what you feel.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah? Cool, that's really interesting, man.
Hip hop's more like the style, so it's not just to any background, it's more to a beat and they're just rapping to that beat.
Did you want to say something as well?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was gonna say that rap is like more like explaining something. Like it's like more to do with yourself or like society or something like that. But then hip hop is like just like I don't really understand like get hip hop.
So hip hop is actually a culture. It's a lifestyle. It's a mentality. And hip hop is comprised, it's made up of 4 different elements. So you've got rap, you've got breakdancing, you've got graffiti, and you've got DJing. They're the 4 main pillars or the main elements of hip hop. So rap is a part of hip hop. Hip hop has always been about having a voice. So it's what you lot were saying about meaning something with your lyrics. That is what hip hop is about. It's about speaking what's going on road, on the street. So basically it came out of having block parties. So say you know like the estates around here, I don't know this area very well, but say, imagine you've got estates and they're all beefing each other. What hip hop did in America back in the day was bring people together who wouldn't usually come together. So instead of fighting over postcodes or whatever it might be at that time, then they're coming together and they're clashing. But instead of clashing with fists, instead of shanking each other, instead of shooting each other up, they're battling. They're rap battling, they're breakdancing, having b-boy battles, DJ battles. So where hip hop came from, or where spoken words came from, spoken words being an element of rap. Some people have written that it's come from back in the days since slavery days. People will be out, from what I've read, on the cotton fields, and while they will be doing that, in unbearable conditions, beyond words that I can even try and put into words, they would start making a beat on a part of their body, maybe their belly button, literally their belly button, and they would start tapping it, and they would start speaking over that beat. So that was their way of kind of saying, we might not be able to fight you with our fists, because we're in chains, but our weapon, our voice, is our tongue, is our mouths, is our words. This is what we're going to fight you with. And that was mad powerful. So whenever we do anything in this workshop, bear in mind that it's not just about grime, rap, hip hop, this and that. Like, this is what it's about. It's about power for people.
Just a show of hands, who reuses their clothes by kind of giving them to charity or to friends and family? That's pretty good, fantastic. Okay, we throw away a huge amount of clothes in this country still. Everyone sort of knows about reusing and recycling, but yeah, we're throwing away 10,000 items of clothing into landfill every 5 minutes. 10,000 items of clothing, that's a crazy amount of clothing. And the reason why we're here today is we want you guys to come up with some really fantastic and powerful words to try and encourage others to buy second-hand, because the benefits are huge. The benefits are huge for our planet, for our environment. And we're not putting a strain on natural resources, but we're also we're valuing our clothes and not throwing them in the bin.
So, we all buy clothes. And we buy a lot, clearly, considering the dough that we cough up yearly. We've scanned the accounts, and the average amount is around £1,700 for every single house. Now, when we're talking about clothing in such large totals, and the impact of fashion, both local and global, considering notoriety, the way it shapes society, there's 3 things to think about: production, consumption, using it, and disposal. If we looked at the production of your t-shirt, for instance, and we did some research on its journey to your wardrobe, and we considered its worth beyond its physical existence, you'd begin to see the true value of your clothes. They say it's impossible for just one person to change the world, but everyone in the world is just one person themselves. So if every one person in the world decided to change themselves, then everyone in the world would change. And then, of course, we change the world. So what I want us to do is write a group piece called the Second-Hand Anthem. Or let's get some words that is related to second-hand first. Just shout them out and I'm going to write them down.
Dumped.
Corporation.
Consumption.
Okay, cool, perfect. Now what we want to do is find as many words as we can to rhyme with these. Round of applause for second-hand first.
All this consumption gets me angry when I burst. Too much abundance of clothing doesn't work, so you put second-hand first when we're buying because we think about the people who are dying.
Where pace is inflating of a rate what we're wasting.
And that causes global warming that we're facing.
These effects will last forever and a day.
Unless we all get together and make a change.
Get the crowd jumping.
Do you think it's fair how we don't even care that they turn blood, sweat and tears into what we wear? So instead of throwing them away, we share, and we're splitting this today to make you aware.